Our Alpha Thesis defines our key drivers for long-term success, but also is the guide for us in terms of what we do in our daily research activities. We believe that there are 6 key differentiators to our approach to investing. We believe these are the competitive advantages that are durable, that differentiates us from the rest of the marketplace. The first tenet of our Alpha Thesis is a long-term time horizon defined as time arbitrage. We believe that taking a long-term approach to investing when everyone else has a myopic approach to investing is a key competitive advantage. Most investors have innate behaviors that lead them to be short-term in nature. Those biases are things like recency bias, herd mentality, which leads a group of investors to focus on the short term and act in unison. And our goal is to take advantage of that bias. The second tenet of our Alpha Thesis is a focused, high conviction portfolio. We take a structural, bottom-up approach to investing, and we do this by our 7-step research framework. Our goal in this process is to identify those businesses that have rare qualities in their value chains and profit pools globally. We look at the world the same way companies themselves look at their own universes. Meaning, when you look at any competitor in any industry value chain, they don't look at the world as domestic or international. They look at the world in terms of their key competitive advantages. Our third differentiator is our starting point, where we always look and ask the question if this is a high-quality business or not, regardless of the weight of that company in the benchmark. For us, the key is not what the benchmark weight of the companies in the index, but rather if it fits to our quality attributes or not. The outcome of that is a focused portfolio with high active share, which means that our portfolio is significantly different than the benchmark in terms of our weightings in the companies that we invest in. In order to beat the benchmark, you have to be different than the benchmark. The fourth tenet of our Alpha Thesis is investing in sustainable and profitable growth businesses. For us, this means that we look at least 5 years and ideally 10 years and beyond when we look at growth drivers. We believe that sustainable and profitable growth is very rare. The reason for that is most businesses have a very limited market opportunity in terms of size for their products and services. Our goal is to identify those few businesses out there, which we believe tend to be less than 1% of the businesses out there that have long-tailed structural growth to their businesses. There are several examples to this. For example, the e-commerce growth that we are seeing, where there's a shift from offline retail to online retail, or shift to cloud services, where IT companies are focusing on providing services that are utility-like. The fifth tenet of our Alpha Thesis is valuation. We like to invest in businesses only when they trade at a significant discount to our estimate of intrinsic value. We believe that this creates a margin of safety. Not only we like to maximize our upside potential, but also minimize our downside risk when we invest in those select businesses. We believe that there's no such thing as risk on or risk off day. We believe that risk is always important and integral in terms of our investment process, because we believe that that's what provides us the downside protection in individual businesses that we invest in, but also for our overall portfolio characteristics. Ultimately, our goal is to allocate capital efficiently only to those businesses that have favorable reward-to-risk ratios. Our sixth tenet to our Alpha Thesis is taking a differentiated view to risk management. We believe that it's not just the risk that you can see and measure that matters, but also the risk that you cannot account for that are unforeseen that matters. Meaning, there are many events in the history, whether it be COVID-19 or other exogenous macro events, that can have a significant impact on the markets. Most investors, including us, cannot forecast the timing and the duration of these events. The best way to be prepared for unforeseen events is to take a structural and permanent approach to risk. Our Alpha Thesis simply defines our key differentiators and competitive advantages that we believe are durable in terms of sustaining our alpha generation.